Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sheila, she's Kimberly, fandom is ageless, and we are Forever Fangirls.
And before we jump into our little reaction here, you're probably wondering, why are we doing that instead of covering Wicked Part 1? Because basically everybody is, and that's my fault.
Not necessarily your fault. I mean, I did want to cover it because it looks amazing, even though it's only part 1, and the trailer didn't really address it, and we have to wait for a full year for the second act. So can we say, like, longest intermission ever?
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I know I'm in the minority, but I am struggling as to see how the Broadway musical, which we've seen multiple times and absolutely adore, and I know that my counterpart here has read the book, I'm struggling to see how it can be two massive films that kind of equate to about 5 to 6 hours. That's what I'm estimating it to be. It's a personal opinion. But yeah, it's there, especially since I know how the second act is and what it entails. I'm going to leave that there because I don't want any spoilers. I'm just struggling. So my wife has lovingly agreed that we will skip it for now, and we're going to watch part 1 when part 2 comes out, and then we are going to compare both of those movies, part 1 and part 2, against the Broadway musical.
Yes. So until then, the teaser trailer for How to Train Your Dragon live action dropped, and we're here to react, review, and reflect on it.
Yep.
All without spoilers.
Yep.
Right. So if you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to be notified of all new episodes that launch. So here we go. Our initial reaction to the live teaser trailer. The live teaser trailer? The live action teaser
It's been
trailer
a long day.
of How to Train Your Dragon.
I seriously have goosebumps, and I don't know if that's because it's just the music or if it's Toothless, but trying to do spoiler-free because in case anybody who is viewing this has not seen the animated films, we don't want to spoil the story. So we're just going to look at this as a self-contained teaser trailer.
Yes. So
Yeah.
how about let's talk about how does it look?
Oh my God, Toothless looks so good.
Yeah. He looks like he did in the animated film. And that's just incredible to me.
The eyes, and it's just, and even though just, I can't. It's just Toothless looks great. And the dragons that, again, just going on the teaser trailer, they don't look overly processed.
Right.
It looks like, it just looks really good.
Yes.
The costumes look on point. The ship coming up.
In the fog.
Yeah, in the fog. The sets, like the scenery, it all looks good. Again, teaser trailer, but it all looks like it's coming, like it just basically fell right out of the animated film.
Yes. So shall we move on to how does it feel? I mean, we already kind of mentioned that a little bit. I mean, the music at the end there when they just brought in that music.
Well, it's the theme song right throughout.
It is. It makes me teary-eyed because I love the animated film.
The sounds over when he sees Toothless, and you're just like, I can't. It's
Toothless
making me giddy again. Toothless is my boy. You know, Toothless and Stitch. Toothless and Stitch are my animated characters. So this to me is, I'm getting like a plethora of amazing things next year between the Stitch live action and Toothless live action, and based on both of those snippets, it looks really good. And the sound is really good. The trailer evokes the emotion. Yes. I'm babbling. It evokes the emotion I want it to evoke.
Well,
it's a teaser trailer.
It's a teaser trailer, and that's what it's supposed to do, right? It's supposed to whet your appetite. So hopefully, well, when we see more of the like official trailer when it drops, we'll see a lot more.
And then looking at Hiccup, looks like Hiccup.
Yes.
I know it's Mason Thames or Thames. I don't know how you pronounce Thames. Yeah, forgive me if I'm destroying it. Looks like Hiccup. That's great hair and makeup and costume and everything else.
Yeah, and I think that was Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
And if it is him, he was the original voice of Stoic the Vast, who was the village leader and Hiccup's father. So I think that's actually quite amazing.
Yeah, it just looks so good.
Yeah.
But with anything else, there are some concerns here because it is still a teaser trailer. So yes, this trailer does hit all the emotional, notes and hits the right markers, and it gets you wanting to see it again. So it's everything you wanted, like we mentioned before. But my concern is we do have a negative track record for live action films that I've witnessed and I've seen. So my concern is that, are we expecting another one? And am I getting my hopes up too high?
I mean, it depends, right? Because if they're doing the movie shot for shot or scene by scene, then how is it different from the animated movie to begin with? You know, that we've had this conversation in the past where, you know, is it really live action when half of it is CGI? Right?
Yeah, but I also think in the case of this, and I understand your point, and I agree with you because we have seen like Lion King and
I did not see Lion King.
no, we've seen the trailers for them though. So we've seen what Disney has released in the past in regards to converting some of their animated to live action.
Yeah.
And how they're pretty much CGI anyway. So what is that barrier? But then conversely, Lord of the Rings has a lot of CGI, and it's, you know, dragons don't exist in the real world. So
Yeah, but it's different, right? The Lord of the Rings was, it's different from it's different from the animated show,
well, there was an animated. I remember the animated movies.
right? But it's totally different to me.
No, but in the same token, though, there is CGI in it. There are
Yes.
CGI creatures. There are flying creatures. There are demons. There's a lot of practical effects too. But I guess my question is, at what point do we argue what is live action and what is animated? I think the hybrid that How to Train Your Dragon has is okay because it's something that is a fantastical creature that doesn't exist in the real world.
And that's fine. I'm more doing a very narrow focus between like Lion King, the animated movie came first, and
Yes.
then they did the live action.
Yes.
They did Jungle Book, right? Animated, and then they did live action. I had no interest in seeing those.
Okay.
Right? I'm more specifically for Disney. The only live action that I've seen that I actually enjoyed was Beauty and the Beast. Right? So it's that specific genre of, it was a fully animated movie first, and then they're making it live action after.
I mean, this is a point we can talk about till I think we're blue in the face. You know, what quantifies what being live action and what quantifies it being animated to a certain extent. Because there is this hybrid element now with computer animation being such where you can have live action human beings. I mean,
And that I totally understand. I guess my concern, right, since we are talking about concerns here, is that, is the movie going to be a rehash of the animated film? Granted, that would probably be fine because I love the original. Or are they going to add a little bit more, maybe something different in the live action to make it different from the original animated movie?
you know what? Hopefully, because, you know, yes, animators can follow actors when they're doing the voiceovers and get the motion and the movement of how they do it. But hopefully having live action actors in the flesh will bring a different level. So even if they follow scene by scene, shot by shot, they have a different way of bringing across everything. Maybe that's different enough, or maybe it just is great as is following scene by scene, shot by shot. We're not going to know until we see more.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful based on the teaser trailer. However, can I voice one of my biggest concerns?
Sure.
I love Stitch. And I know people are probably like, what does Stitch have to do with this? Stitch is like my number one animated film. My number tied one or like slightly two is Toothless. Those are my two favorite characters ever. Based on the snippets we've seen of both, they look good.
Yeah, they do.
That makes me hopeful that the films do well, because if those two don't, if the character slips up anywhere, it's not, the films aren't going to be the same.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned that it's not, something's going to go wrong. Like, I have cats in the back of my head. That's, and
Well, I don't think it's going to be like Cats.
no, I mean, it won't,
Okay.
but like there's certain spots where there's supposed to be a cat's paw and it's a human hand. That has happened. So I am concerned. I'm not like, oh my God, this is going to be horrible concerned. It's just in the back of my head, it is a concern I have.
Yeah. And, you know, we'll know when we see more of the official trailers once they're available, right?
Yeah.
We'll do a reaction to those too. And if they do fail, then I'll know how we're going to be
Handle next
covering those movies next year.
But you know what we should do?
What?
We should, I think, do a battle between the animated films and the live action films next year.
Okay.
And hope they're good.
Yeah, well, if they're not, then, oh, Lord.
You're going to have to deal with me.
Help me.
And I think they come out, Stitch is May and Toothless is June. So I think it's back to back.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
But
At least I'm forewarned.
I'm so sorry, dear. And if they're amazing, you're going to have to deal with me wanting to go, can we go back to the movies? Can we go back to the movie? Can we go back to the movie?
Oh, my God.
Or I'll make you watch the animated films over and over and over again. But anyway, neither here nor there. What do you all think of the trailer? Would you like to see us do the battle back and forth between the animated and the live action? Was there any points of the trailer we missed? Anything you're looking forward to? Anything that you're concerned about? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And until next time, stay safe, be kind, and remember, a dragon is a human's best friend.